Hey everyone, welcome back. We're diving into something really cool today. Land use and land capacity.
Definitely. Those are foundational.
Because ultimately, these concepts determine what gets built where and how cities like Duvall manage their growth sustainably.
Exactly. It's all about balanced growth and sustainability.
So it's not just about saying no to development altogether, but about figuring out smarter, more environmentally sensitive ways to build.
Precisely. And that often requires working together, collaborating across city and county boundaries. And that brings us to another key player in all of this, the Puget Sound Regional Council, or PSRC.
PSRC, right? They're the ones who take that broader regional perspective, right?
That's right. They're looking at the bigger picture, the whole Puget Sound region, not just individual cities or counties.
Because what happens in one city can definitely impact its neighbors. Traffic doesn't stop at the city limits, right?
Exactly, and neither does pollution or housing costs or any of these other issues. That's why the PSRC is so important. They help us think about growth and development in a more holistic way.
Makes sense. So they're all about collaboration then, bringing everyone together to tackle those big picture challenges. Our laws and rules document mentions something called Vision 2050. Is that where the PSRC comes in?
Exactly. Vision 2050, that's the PSRC's baby. It's basically a blueprint for the future of the entire region.
A blueprint, huh? So like, what do we want the Puget Sound region to look like in the future, and how do we actually get there?
That's a great way to put it. It's about setting a shared vision and then figuring out how we can all work together to make it happen.
It sounds incredibly ambitious. I mean, we're talking about some pretty big complex issues here. Transportation, housing, the environment, economic development. How do you even begin to wrap your head around all of that?
It's definitely a huge undertaking, but that's why Vision 2050 is so important. It breaks things down into manageable pieces. It sets specific goals and targets for each of those key areas, and then it outlines strategies and policies for actually achieving them.
So it's like a roadmap with milestones along the way. That makes it seem much less daunting.
Great. And the idea is that local governments and agencies can then use those strategies and policies to guide their own planning efforts.
So it's like providing a framework for everyone to work from, making sure that we're all kind of rowing in the same direction.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we're all in this together. We can't just operate in our own little silos. We need to be thinking about the bigger picture, the regional impact of our decisions. And to help ensure consistency and coordination within King County itself, there's another layer of guidance: the countywide planning policies, or CPPs.
Okay, so if Vision 2050 is the big regional plan, the CPPs are more like the King County playbook.
Exactly. It's about taking those broad regional goals and translating them into specific actions and guidelines for King County.
So we've got all these different layers working together. It's like a multi-layered cake. But instead of frosting, we're talking about responsible and sustainable growth and development.
Uh-huh. I love that analogy. And all of these layers, they're designed to work together to create a more cohesive and sustainable approach to growth.
It's really amazing when you think about it, all the things that have to happen behind the scenes just to build a house or a park or even plant a tree, like I was trying to do.
Right. It's easy to take it for granted, but every new development, every park, every road, it all represents a complex web of decisions and considerations.
And understanding those processes is so important because it means we can actually participate in them,
Hmm.
right? It's not just something that's happening to us. We can actually have a voice in shaping our communities.
Absolutely. And that's what I hope people will take away from this deep dive, that knowledge is power. When you understand these processes, you can make more informed decisions about where you want to live, what you want your community to look like, and you can advocate for the changes you want to see.
So the next time our listener sees a sign for a new development or hears about a proposed zoning change, they'll know it's not just something that's happening to them. They can actually be a part of the process.
Exactly. They can go to city council meetings, they can provide input on development proposals, they can make their voices heard.
It's all about getting involved, right?
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, we all have a stake in the future of our communities.
Absolutely. And by working together, by understanding the rules of the game, we can create places that are vibrant, sustainable, and reflect our shared values.
Well said. It's been great having you on the show today. Thanks for helping us unpack all of this.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.